The Sharp Edge on RealAgriculture.com is brought to you by Maizex Seeds.
Hi, I'm Bernard Tobin. Welcome to the Sharp Edge. Joined again by Henry Prinzen, Maizex agronomist. Sir, how's it going?
Great, Bern. Yourself?
I'm pretty good. Hey, we're feeling a little chilly here today, but we're down near Sweaburg, Ontario. We're going to hang out with James Hammerton, who farms with his family. Now, James was on the Sharp Edge. We featured his stripper header 3 years ago. Why is James back on the Sharp Edge?
So James continues to push the envelope, try some new stuff. So James actually met up with Drone Spray Canada, and they brought out this big drone, 12-foot tip to tip, and we applied cover crop seed into standing soybeans. Pretty cool. You know, James is trying to establish a cover crop stand, some clovers, and maybe get an N credit next year for his corn crop and push that nitrogen use efficiency lever a little bit higher. So James is just trying some new things, but James is always pushing the envelope. So.
Hey, let's see what James Hammerton is up to now.
Hey James, so we're out here in Oxford County. Can you give us a little bit of a snapshot of what you're doing and where you're farming?
Yeah, definitely. We farm right here near Woodstock, Ontario. Primarily a cash crop operation with corn, beans, and wheat. Crushed beans, no IPs. And we do a lot of no-till, minimum tillage, and we're just trying out some new things with cover crops this year, mostly for the reason that it was exciting to use a drone. We thought we'd give that a whirl, so we're out here in a field where we did some of that.
Right on, James. So, you know, I also know working with you, we're seeing you do some different things with your fertility strategies. You know, what are some things that you've been trying to do to increase your nitrogen use efficiency? You know, how can we bring that pound of nitrogen and get more bushels out of it? What are you doing to do that?
We've picked up a bit more rental land, and we're trying to be better about our fertilizer placement. So we've gone to banding on the planter to try to get the dry fertilizer where it needs to be. We've noticed some nice gains from that. And we're also trying to put the nitrogen on at a better time in season through the use of Y drops and foliar. And, you know, thinking maybe some cover crops in the fall would help with some nitrogen capture, and just kind of giving it a whirl, sort of like a holistic approach, trying everything out a little bit to try to make all the gains we can, I guess.
So James, I know you did try, you know, some Invita and 2 apps with the Y drop, right? You're trying to spoon feed the crop. Is that kind of what you're thinking of doing going forward?
I think so, yeah. It's kind of nice to use less nitrogen. It's pretty easy to put a economic value on that, and it's kind of fun to Y drop, and yeah, it works out well with our schedule. It takes a bit of the onus off in the spring, and we can drag out our nitrogen through the summer a bit more, and it seems to work very well, yeah.
So let's talk a little bit more about cover crops. It's kind of why we're here. We got this drone out to go seed down some cover crop in some fields. You know, what did the drone do for you, and you know, what timing was that, and what was kind of your goal there? So
we were reluctant to put cover crops on in standing beans, you know, when they were getting close to maturity, and the drone sort of presented itself. And so we thought we'd give that a whirl, you know, not do any crop damage at all. And so we got the drone in mid-September, and we were aiming for 10% leaf drop on the beans, drop some cover crops down, and we were maybe a bit late this fall getting it on. The timing was a bit strange to work out.
So James, you know, this drone that came out, you know, how big was it? You know, how many acres an hour was it getting done? You know, how often did it have to refill? You know, a lot of people have a lot of questions how effective, you know, these drones are, how fast stuff can get done with them.
Yeah, I was quite surprised, Henry, at how fast it actually does go. I think they were covering 25 acres an hour, theoretically. We were at a fairly low rate of 10 pounds per acre, so there weren't many refills, but they were fairly consistent. I think battery life was a bit of an issue. The wind speed was an issue. Keeping away from trees, you know, similar to a helicopter, but on a smaller scale, they're concerned about trees. But overall, it worked very, very well. It was very timely.
So James, you know, the drone went out. What kind of cover crop was it actually spreading, you know, into the beans? What was your goal with that cover crop?
We ultimately want to fix some more nitrogen for next year's corn crop. So we used vetch and a couple different clover cuts, and just hoping they'll get established and hoping they have the survivability for the winter time. So we just went pretty simple this year. Like, the cover crop world is extravagant. We could have gone with a very extensive blend, but we thought we'd keep it simple and just leave some test strips and see if we got a catch in the fall. And whether it shows up green in the spring or not is the question.
Yeah, so we talk about green in the spring. So what's your goal? Plant green? You know, are we going to work it? Are we going to burn it off? What's your plan? Or are you're not really sure? You're going to kind of evaluate how it looks in the spring?
I think that's exactly right. I like to spray, so we will definitely burn it off at some point. If planting green works out well with the right spring and we get pushed for time, I'm not against that either. It's sort of a gigantic experiment at this time. We only did about 100 acres, so we're not really over a barrel here with timing, and we might do a little bit of everything just to see how it works out.
So, you know, we talk about ROI. At the end of the day, we need to make money. Or it's fun to do these things. It's great for the environment, sure, but we actually just want to make some money. So how are we going to measure ROI, James, on this project here?
We sort of went with the 10 pounds per acre of seed and the drone cost to average about $50 an acre expense. So we're hoping to get back the equivalent value in nitrogen credit the following spring. And we're going to do soil nitrate tests to see if we can get any nitrogen credit back, I guess, and that would be the ultimate goal.
Yeah, for sure. Like for corn, we're going to need 10 bushels to justify, even consider the cost of doing it, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, at the end of the day, James, where do you see cover crops, you know, the drone fitting in your operation long term? Do you see a lot more fit, or you're just going to, you know, wade into this and see where it goes?
I think drones in general are definitely going to be more prevalent in the operation. Maybe not perhaps for cover crops, but for spraying, of course. But if they can fit in like this and the timing works out, then yeah, we're not against doing it some more. It's great.
So there you have it. Henry, you know, when I watch this video, I mean, what I see is James really looking to the future and leveraging innovation.
Yeah, so James is always pushing the envelope, looking at new innovation, and I think, you know, there's going to be a big push in agriculture for drones. I think there's going to be a big spot, you know, fungicides in corn, avoid tramping, you know, cover crop applications in beans, standing beans, you know, some big plays, and, you know, those different areas, maybe nutrient deficiencies in pockets, we can go out with the drone and just apply that. I think there's going to be a big push in agriculture to drones, and this is just a start, right? So we'll see. And on the other side, James is, you know, worrying about nitrogen, making sure we use it to the best effect out there, and let's bring that nitrogen per bushel down, and let's increase those crop yields and keep pushing forward.
Thanks, Henry. Another great episode of The Sharp Edge. We'll see you next time.